Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I am here with designer Phil Walker Harding, designer of Imhotep and Gizmos and Sushi Go, all sorts of titles out there. In adventure games, you got a new title coming from Blue Orange, Cloud City, which is, I believe, due out in September in the US, October, November in Europe. And we could hope you could give an overview of what the game is. I mean, a city name in the title probably means we're building something. I mean, it has to be, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we're kind of in the future in Cloud City, and we're building a city in the clouds, as the title would suggest. and it's a tile laying game. And you're building your city with these tiles. But the cool thing about it is it's also sort of three-dimensional. So as you place tiles into your city, you also place these cool 3D buildings on the tiles. And you're building kind of, your city builds up, and your aim is to place walkways between two buildings of the same height. So think of it as kind of like a tile laying game, but in 3 dimensions. So you're doing things on 3 levels at once, basically. But thematically, if I can bring you into the world of Cloud City, we're all architects, and the city council wants us to submit plans for the best new city design above the clouds. So every time you place a walkway, you're going to get sort of some city council votes, which are victory points. But the longer the walkway is, the more points it's worth, as it's marked on there. And then once we finish building our city, whoever has the most council votes wins.
Okay. All right. That all makes sense. So we're making plans, in other words, and then they're going to reward one of us with an actual job.
You could say that. Yeah. So don't think of the tiles in front of you as the city itself. Think of it as you're literally making a tiny 3D architectural model you're going to present. It's just a little bit of a twist on the city building theme. Anyway, so it looks like it's all pretty well set up there.
Yeah.
So you can see everybody has a hand of 3 tiles face down, and there is a row of 3 tiles in the middle, which you're going to select from after you play one. And everybody also, at the start of the game, got one of the 4 starting tiles. So they're already laid out wonderfully, yes. And when you get a tile, you instantly put the buildings on top of it. So there are 3 levels of building. The blue ones are the lowest, and that's where you're going to make connections with water on the little blue buildings. Then the middle level is green. So every time you see one of those green squares, you put a green building on it. That's the middle level. They're forest. And then the highest building type is brown, and they're sand. So a turn is really simple. All you do is you choose one tile from your hand, and you build it into your city. It just has to be touching another tile orthogonally. Once you do that, you instantly place the appropriate buildings on the 2 squares. And then you may build as many walkways as you would like, as long as you follow the rules. So the way walkways work is basically you're building them between 2 buildings of the same height. You have to build straight, you can't build diagonal. And the 2 basic other rules are just you can't build a walkway across a gap in your city where there's no tile. And also you can only have 2 walkways coming off each building. So you can see there that there's a tiny little walkway placed across those 2 buildings. But the longer the walkway, the more points. So ideally, you're kind of leaving gaps, and then when you place a tile later on, you'll have created a long connection, and you can place a long walkway down across those 2 buildings. You're also restricted to a 3x3 grid. So your city can never be longer than 3 tiles or taller than 3 tiles. Although in a 2 or 3 player game, you can play a larger grid for like a cooler experience. But yeah, 3x3 is the size.
All right. So
and then
quickly,
at the end of your turn, you just... Sorry?
I was just going to say, you sort of quickly lock yourself into possible building positions. So with the layout that Nikki has here, you can only go up or down from that point. So trying to build, hopefully, I guess, long paths on the brown and green as well out to the side.
That's right. That's right. So the interesting thing is, even though, like you can see, Nikki's already got some blue walkways kind of locking in, the green ones can go on top of those, and then the brown ones can go on top of those. So as long as you're careful, you can actually have lots of walkways going crisscrossing all over each other and score more points as your city develops.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the end of your turn, you just grab one of the tiles from the row and add it to your hand, and then reveal a new tile into the row. Then it's the next person's turn, and that's it. And you just play till everyone's finished their city, and then you count up the votes. So super simple rule set. Puzzly city building gameplay.
5 minutes and we're done. How about we actually play a few rounds? I don't know if you want to play against Nikki. We can set up again, start from the beginning, and then run through some actual turns and possibly just play with open hands because it's a demo. So it'll all work out.
Why don't we just do like a two-player run through, see how get a few turns in.
Sure.
Do you want to play Eric or?
We'll have Nikki play just because she can make her own decisions and decide what she wants to do.
She is present with her hands. That's a big advantage.
That's right. She's got a head attached to those, so yeah. It's very convenient for playing.
Oh, I should also say those cards at the bottom there, they're like an advanced variant. And basically, when you play, you choose one or two of those, and they give you an extra scoring condition. So they make the game. If you're a quote unquote gamer, those will make the game a little bit more heavy and interesting for you. So, for example, you can see there's things like whoever has the most valuable continuous pathway of bridges, scoring points for every full loop you make in the city. Scoring points for having the most separate connections. So yeah, they make you think in lots of different ways as you play.
That's right. All the gamery type things that you might add in.
Yeah, so if you've played Baron Park, it's kind of like the achievement tiles in Baron Park. Yeah. But we might play without them now. We might just play the base game, I guess. Cool.
Okay.
Well, Nikki, do you want to take your first turn?
Yep. Okay. So I choose from one of my three.
Yep.
Let's see. I want to make a long walkway.
And so you are not obligated to put down walkways each time you play a tile, correct?
No. So placing buildings is mandatory, but placing walkways is not.
Bad.
You can do it later on, anytime you like. Usually you place them if you can, but sometimes you'll leave a building vacant because you've got a better idea for it, like later on with another tile. Great. So Nikki's got 2 new buildings, but no possible connections yet. So that's the end of her turn, and she selects a tile from the middle to add to her hand for next time.
Or from the top of the deck, I imagine.
Or from the top of the deck, yeah, correct.
Okay. Lincoln, are you playing as well? You do a 3-player game?
Sure, I can join in.
I did see your hand sneak in, ready to move.
I was getting ready to play for Phil there. I don't know.
Okay. Hold on. There you go. There you go.
Let me get my hand.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know I got some tall buildings to work around here.
Yeah, I just made it difficult on myself.
That's cool.
I don't know.
Okay. So, Phil, the starting tiles are designated in the box?
That's right. So they have little bird icons on them, so you can tell that they're starting. And
Wow, that's like...
the later you are in turn order, the slightly better your starting tile.
Okay.
Okay, so Lincoln has got 2 possible connections there he can make. between the green buildings and between the brown buildings.
Is it a 2?
So
3.
Is it a 3?
No, that's correct.
And in this case, there's no reason not to build because no other green building could go in between them.
that's
So
right.
you-
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
And if you had
but
3
you
green
could go
buildings,
another direction with a 3x3 or whatever, but yes.
Do you
Yeah.
do the brown?
I'm going to wait on the brown.
Okay. Do you
So
have to
with
place...
the walkways, especially with the longer ones, it's possible to run out. So, for example, there's only 3 of the longest walkway in each color. So if somebody is racing ahead with those, you can actually miss out on building them. So
Okay. It's also like Shades of
okay, so is this my turn?
Sure is.
Okay, I will. Okay, I will take the middle tile of mine. If you could rotate it the other way, one more, and put it on the other side of that tile. Perfect. And then I'll build the blue walkway.
Does this... Should
Yeah,
this
it refreshes,
refill?
yeah. And give him a blue walkway there, 2.
Is that a 3?
2.
It's a 2?
And then for my next tile, I'll take the one closest to the deck, please. Thank you. This is like playing an app,
Yes.
but with hands instead of a... Yeah, it's really weird.
That's
right.
that's the next app craze. We'll have the instead of like floating hands, you'll actually have arms reaching in and doing this stuff.
Oops.
It's a
That's
2 as well.
2.
So Phil, while they're taking their turns, I don't know if you could talk a little bit about how you came up with this, because looking over your design catalog, I don't necessarily see trends or anything that sort of carries over from one game to the next necessarily. So I don't know if you have a particular style that you think of yourself as designing in, or whether it's whatever.
To the building stack.
I suppose I think more of audience than kind of game style. So I'm always trying to design very approachable designs that, you know, kids and adults can play together. Beyond that, I'm kind of trying to push myself into different genres a little bit where I can. I suppose the closest thing
3x3 grid, 2
that this game has to another one of my games is it's a little bit similar to the monorails module in the Baron Park expansion.
That's what I was thinking, was the Baron Park.
Yeah. So where you're kind of tile laying, but you're also doing something above the tiles. So it's a little bit
Right.
similar to that.
Although here it's very much working specifically with different levels all at once, crisscrossing the same paths.
That's right. That's right.
Because we see Lincoln setting up there with the green, with the brown that can go over it later in different ways.
Yep,
So,
and
yeah.
he can make some nice brown connections there. Okay. Let me think about my turn now.
That's right. I was distracting you
Okay.
to give them an edge.
No, that's all right. I'll take the...
We need all the help
Oh.
we can get.
I'll take my leftmost tile, closest to Eric's head tile. No, the other one. The other end.
Yeah, of course I'm on the other
Yep.
side. I'm a knucklehead, yes.
Yeah, sorry. And if you could put that on the other side of my board.
You can always,
Rotate it 180 degrees. Yep, and now put it so I have the really long brown connection.
gosh.
So put it adjacent to the edge. So where your index finger is pointing. So move
Over here.
Sorry, can you make
Yeah,
it so
yeah,
it's a line of
Yep,
yeah,
there we go. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, long one.
Okay. This app technology needs some work. Okay.
Yes, it does. we have to. Our AI is terrible.
well, if we have a,
So now
we need
I
a
can do
compass
the
on the
super
screen,
long
possibly.
8-point,
Right here.
brown connection across there. So that's 8 points.
Nice.
And that green
And
building
I-
is still active, correct?
Yep.
You can
That's
still
right.
build on that later. Okay.
That
Can
is
I only
exactly
place
right.
one bridge?
And I'll also do the blue one as well.
Oh.
If that's...
That answers that. Where's the 2? Here you go.
Okay. Nikki, also, you're
And-
missing a blue building on yours.
Oh, yeah. The little buildings from above look like those wafer cookies.
And can I take one of the... I'll take the middle tile from the row, please. So, Eric, the design of this came from a period where I was thinking about like 3D components a little bit. So I had like a massive box of Imhotep cubes that were left over.
No,
The
it's
big,
not. It's
wooden
3
cube.
by 3 grid.
And I was like, how can I use these to make some cool 3D components? So the towers in this kind of come from
I
that
wanted to get longer, but oh well.
period.
So just
of my
playing
design.
around with the components and then seeing what evolves from
Wait,
that.
Rotate it.
That's
Okay,
right,
so
yeah.
the green at least is further away.
Interesting.
One more turn. Or do that. But yeah.
So I'm trying to recall, have you worked with Blue Orange before?
No, this is my first time working with them.
And so how did this come to be? Do you go to Spiel, you go to Nuremberg? How do you end up pitching to
Yeah, so I
different places?
so I live in Australia, but I generally try and get to one international convention a year if I can at least. And I was at Essen a couple of years ago, and I just thought this game would be perfect for Blue Orange. Like in my mind, that was like the ultimate publisher for it. So I went and pitched to them, and thankfully they really liked it, and they did a great job. Now, Lincoln,
It definitely-
you may have broken one of the cardinal rules of Cloud City there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
So you can only have 2 walkways coming from a
Oh,
single
off
building.
a building. Okay, okay. No
Yeah,
worries.
yeah, yeah. But you might be able to link that up later if you do like a U-turn. You might be able to connect that
Right, don't do
green
it
one in
that way.
anyway.
Yep.
or you
Okay.
could just slide it up or down along the row there.
You could do that too.
Slide
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, or,
Rotate like this.
yeah, and then
But
you could connect
I'm building
it.
to something else. We'll see if I can.
You got a plan.
Is there even
Okay.
is there even a big brown one left? Is there only one?
No, there's 3 of
Three.
each.
Okay,
each.
cool. I'm styling that.
There's an 8, and there's also a 5, just so you know.
Yeah, it definitely has the toyetic aspect to it. That is, Blue Orange does a lot
Yeah, what I'm doing
in
is
many other
this.
games.
Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly why I thought of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone
I
asked
will
whether
take
the
my-
buildings. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. You
I'll
go
let you
ahead.
take your turn and then ask.
Okay. I'll take my middle tile and I'll just slide it straight down to almost where it was, just right next to make a T there. Yep. And then I'll place both of those walkways so you can kind of see they go underneath the
Is that a 2 or a 3?
brown walkway.
Can't see.
It's a 2 green and a 3 blue.
So even though
that.
you don't take a huge, your city isn't very big.
Wait, that is also cheating.
Oh wait, no, I can't
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
because
Yeah, I was gonna
broke
say,
my
I'm like, wait,
cardinal
didn't we just
rule.
get told I couldn't do that?
Cheating on your own game.
I think he's just making a mistake, guys. It's not cheating.
He's trying to show off how pretty it's.
It does look.
when
I
you
mean,
get-
come on. He put this cardinal rule in just so that the game's not as neat looking.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Okay, I will take the middle one, please.
I love this.
All right. Someone in chat was asking whether the buildings stack, but it looks like they're fairly solid and not something that.
No, they're shaped the same shape, but just taller. So they
Okay.
don't. Oh, I
so
see.
not
Maybe
hollow at
inches.
all
They won't
They
go.
do, but they don't actually.
because of the
not
X
meant to.
on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't tuck inside.
Ugh. terrible choices. I drafted poorly.
Yeah,
That's
did
what
too.
my problem is.
So there is actually quite a bit of like planning and thinking ahead, even though it's very simple mechanically. The puzzle can actually do your head in a little bit. I found.
Yeah, you can definitely imagine the first game will be somewhat random, and then you see how afterward how everything fits together.
Yeah, you definitely get better at it, especially learning how to make the really long chains of walkways work. But yeah, Blue Orange were really great to work with. Yeah, super fun. Really fun publisher.
Looks amazing.
And because they work in sort of toys and different areas, just the ease at which they can do things like these plastic buildings in their games. They're just really quick and well skilled at this sort of component.
Love.
Ooh, nice play there, Lincoln.
We'll see what I can do with the next batch. I'm trying to go for the longest route, which we aren't doing in this game, but I'm very excited about trying to do that stuff. I mean, this game speaks to
Gamer.
me. Plus, it's also a tile laying game, which Nikki loves. So we're gonna win with this one.
Yes, you will. Draft.
Oh yeah, I gotta draft a tile.
Okay.
Let's do something different. I need green.
Phil's tiles are out of screen now.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what are you doing? Earthquake.
Earthquake. He doesn't live in Southern California. Pacific Rim, though.
That's right. It's one of those monsters
There we go.
from Pacific Rim.
Kaiju.
A kaiju coming at you.
Okay.
Okay, what have I got? I've got some blue, some green. Let's go with the tile on the other end of my hand. Yes, and if you could rotate it and put it over the other side. Yep. So over the other side. And rotate it so the brown building is in the other corner. Once more. One more rotation. Yep.
There we go.
Great.
Brown and
There you
green.
go.
That's cutie.
And you may as well build a walkway because we got a minute or two left, and then we'll wrap after that. So, not a full game in the 20 minutes.
No,
but
it doesn't do the green.
Get 2 there, Nikki.
What do you need?
2 brown.
A 2 brown.
Cool. Go your turn. Phil's gonna draft, but I guess we're done anyway.
Now, can you lay these out so you see how
Many are left.
how many are left, or do
Yeah,
you
I think-
keep them in the box to keep it kind of a mystery?
No, I always play with them all laid out so you can see. So
Okay.
the small ones very rarely run out. It's really just the longer tiles. It's nice to see when they're starting to deplete. Yeah, so I usually put them on the table.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Ooh. Can we
Anything
do
else to
that?
mention, Phil, about the game?
You could rotate that and make it longer if you rotate one.
Not really.
know if I
Yeah,
can,
it's
yeah.
They're ready
as
to
I
just
said,
keep
it's
going. They're just
simple to
they don't-
play,
they
but
don't
has
worry about
some.
us.
I don't think there
Like,
is
There's supposed to
another.
be 3 of each.
Yeah, check it out.
All right.
There it is. I did
They're
it.
not
you
going
can
to
get
stop.
a long one in there.
I think they're
No,
just going to
we're-
keep
oh,
going after
There you
this.
go, guys. I'm in it.
We all have the same
still
plan going.
in
We got the
it.
big L going here.
But yeah, you can definitely see how 8 turns, so a very short, sharp game in terms of what you're trying to get. Some luck of the draw, trying to get things out of that. I mean, yes, it's like spot on a blue-orange game, like you said. It's sort of designed to a T for them, so looks great. So thank you very much, Phil,
thank
for a look at Cloud City.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, coming out from Blue Orange in both North America and Europe, because Blue Orange has a couple of locations to deliver games to you. So thank you very much.